The sirens start at 7 p.m. Not police sirens. Different. Louder. They come from everywhere. Speakers on street corners, emergency broadcasts in every building. You can't escape the sound. You're not supposed to. The announcement follows, same calm voice every year. For the next 12 hours, all crime is legal. Emergency services suspended until 7 a.m. All weapons up to Class 4 permitted. Government officials ranking 10 and above are exempt. Good luck. The siren fades. Silence. Then in the distance, the first gunshot. You're in your apartment. 14th floor, 3 deadbolts on the door. Steel reinforcement bar. Motion sensor that pings your phone. It's probably not enough. Nothing is enough tonight. You've been preparing for months. Everyone has. It's practically a second holiday season. Purge prep. Hardware stores do their best business in February. Steel plates, bulletproof glass, reinforced doors, security cameras, motion sensors. The aisles are packed. Everyone comparing products, reading reviews. This deadbolt held last year. This window film stopped a bullet. Shopping for survival. By March, everything useful is sold out. Gun shops have lines around the block starting January. Ammunition sells out faster than iPhones. Background checks are waived for the month leading up. Government wants everyone armed. More guns means more deaths. More deaths means better statistics next year. You spent $3,400 on supplies this year. That's more than last year. Prices keep going up. The Purge economy is a growth industry. Every year, there's new products. Better armor. Stronger locks. Faster alert systems. Companies compete for your survival dollars. The rich spend millions. Private security, armored rooms, helicopter evacuation if things get bad. They can afford to survive. You can afford steel plates and prayers. You got your supplies early. Learned that lesson year 3. Waited too long. Store was empty. Spent Purge night with nothing but a kitchen knife and a wooden door. Never again. Now you're prepared. As prepared as someone like you can be. You've been doing this for years. 6 purges survived. Not bad odds. Some people don't make it past 3. The TV shows the standard programming. Safety tips. High-risk neighborhoods. Interviews with survivors. It's supposed to be inspiring. You find it terrifying. Last year, 47,000 the first year. People have adapted. Turned survival into science. But 47,000 is still a lot of bodies. 47,000 is still too many. The theory is simple. Humans have violent impulses. Repressing them builds pressure. Pressure explodes unpredictably. Random mass shootings, domestic violence, road rage that ends in death. Better to release it controlled. 1 night per year. Get it out of your system. The rest of the year, society functions smooth. The urge to hurt has been satisfied. That's what the politicians said when they passed the NFFA Act. The new founding fathers of America, they came to power after an economic collapse. Unemployment at 40%, crime rates through the roof. Prisons at 300% capacity. Something had to change. This is what they came up with. The first year was a nightmare. Nobody believed it was real. Then the bodies started dropping. Death toll was catastrophic. 200,000 in 12 hours. But the politicians pointed at statistics from the following year. Crime down 80%. Unemployment down. Economy recovering. Of course, crime was down. The criminals were dead. Of course, unemployment was down. The unemployed were dead. Problem solved. The theory is garbage. Violence doesn't work that way. People who want to hurt don't need permission. People who don't want to hurt don't need an outlet. But theory doesn't matter. Law does. And law says for 12 hours anything goes. Here's what they don't tell you in the propaganda. The purge isn't about catharsis. It's about economics. Dead people don't collect unemployment. Dead people don't need healthcare. Dead people don't vote against the party in power. The population gets trimmed. The budget gets balanced. Everyone wins. Except the dead. The first hour is loudest. Organized groups move first. Gangs settling scores. Corporate teams protecting assets. Wealthy hunting parties treating this like sport. They have lists, names of people who wronged them, addresses of enemies. They've been planning all year. They move fast. Clean. Professional. The gangs hit rival territory. Expand borders while cops are offline. The corporate guys protect warehouses. Eliminate whistleblowers. Journalists get hit. Activists get hit. Anyone causing problems. These deaths look random. They're not. Every bullet serves a business purpose. The rich are different. They treat this like safari. Armored SUVs, night vision, thermal scopes, body armor that costs more than cars. They hire guides who scout homeless camps, poverty neighborhoods, easy targets. They pay for cleanup crews. Dispose of evidence before sunrise. There's a market for everything. Purge tourism. Wealthy foreigners fly in for the experience. Legal packages, weapons included, guaranteed victims. The government takes a cut. Of course they do. You hear screaming around 8:30. Coming from below, maybe 8th floor, maybe lower. Can't tell. Sound echoes weird in stairwells. You turn up the TV, news showing helicopter footage of downtown. Whole block is burning. Nobody's coming to put it out. Fire department is closed. Everything is closed. For 12 hours, society doesn't exist. Your phone buzzes. Text from Marcus. He's alive. His building is intact. He's watching the same news. Death toll estimates climbing. By morning, they're predicting 60,000. New record. You text back. You good? 3 dots appear. Disappear, appear again. Someone tried my door around 9. Didn't get in. You don't ask what happened. You don't want to know. Some things are better left unsaid. Even between friends. Especially tonight, Marcus has been your friend for 12 years. You've been through 6 purges together. The first one you hid in his apartment. Both of you terrified. Barely talking. Just listening to the chaos outside. Now you text like it's a normal Tuesday. Stay safe. You too. Like you're not both waiting to see if you make it to morning. The relationship has changed. Everyone's relationships have changed. There's a wall between people now. A distance. You can never fully relax around anyone. You can never fully trust. What if Marcus is different tonight? What if something snaps? What if the friend you've known for 12 years decides this is the year he participates? You don't think he would. You're almost sure. But almost isn't enough. Not tonight. You check the door locks. Again. 3rd time in an hour. The motion sensor is working. The reinforcement bar is in place. The baseball bat is by the bed. You know it's not enough. You check anyway. What else can you do? There's a sound in the hallway. Footsteps. Multiple sets. Moving fast. Your heart rate spikes. You grab the bat. Move away from the door. Back against the wall. The footsteps pass. Keep going. Heading to another floor. You exhale. Put down the bat. Your hands are shaking 12 hours. Just 12 hours, you've done this before. You'll do it again. Just make it to 7 a.m., that's all. Just make it to morning. You sit down. Stand up. Sit down again. There's nothing to do but wait. Nothing to do but hope the door holds. Hope nobody decides tonight is the night they come for you. Who would come for you? You don't have enemies. You don't owe anyone money. You haven't wronged anyone badly enough to warrant murder. But the opportunists don't need reasons. The thrill killers don't need motives. They just need a door that opens. And yours might be the next one they try. The poor have no options. They lock their doors. Hope for the best. Form neighborhood defense groups. Take turns standing watch. Make deals with local gangs. Protection for loyalty. Sometimes it works. Sometimes the gangs decide neighbors make easier targets. The middle class is worse off. Too poor to escape. Too rich to be organized. You don't have a compound in the mountains. You don't have a gang to protect you. You have an apartment with 3 deadbolts and a prayer. The wealthy disappear. Compounds outside the city. Bunkers with year supplies. Some leave the country entirely. Switzerland. New Zealand. Places where Purge doesn't exist. First-class flights on March 20th are booked by December. You're staying because you have nowhere to go. Because you can't afford to run. Because this apartment is all you have. You'll live or die here tonight. Like everyone else who couldn't buy their way out. Midnight comes. Energy shifts. The organized groups have finished their lists. The professionals are heading home. Job's done. Evidence cleaned. Back to normal life until next year. Now the opportunists emerge. These are different. More dangerous in some ways. They weren't planning to participate. They locked their doors at 7 p.m. just like you. They were going to wait it out. But something happened. Maybe they heard their neighbor's TV too loud. Maybe they remembered a coworker who got the promotion they deserved. Maybe they just saw an opportunity and couldn't resist. The opportunists don't have plans. They have impulses. They grab whatever weapon is handy. Kitchen knife, golf club, tire iron. They walk outside into the chaos and they start looking. For anyone. For anything. Just to feel what it's like. Some of them are your neighbors. People you wave to in the elevator. People who seem perfectly normal 364 days a year. But tonight, something in them snaps. The permission breaks something loose. They wanted to hurt someone their whole life. They just needed permission. That's the thing about the Purge. It doesn't create violence. It reveals it. All those smiling faces. All those polite strangers. Some of them have been thinking about this all year. Planning. Fantasizing. Waiting for March 21st. You'll never look at anyone the same way again. Every person you meet, you wonder. Do they participate? Are they the type? Could that nice old man from the 3rd floor be the one kicking indoors at 2 a.m.? You don't know. You can't know. That's the real horror. The opportunists are everywhere. People who weren't planning to participate. Got caught up in chaos. People with grievances they never acted on. People who just want to feel powerful. Once. A text from your ex. Stay safe. You haven't spoken in 6 months. Purge night makes people reach out. Everyone thinking about mortality. You type a response. Delete it. Type another. Delete that too. What is there to say? Stay safe? You already know that. Love you? You don't. Miss you? You do. But saying it doesn't help. You don't sleep. Nobody sleeps tonight. You wait. Watch the clock. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Each hour closer to safety. Each hour that could end with your door splintering. The building generator kicks on at 4. Main power finally failed. Emergency lighting fills the hallway. Dim red glow. Your apartment goes dark, except for the TV. News still showing horrors. Around 5 a.m., activity starts dying down. Streets have been chaos all night. Cars burning. People running. Armed groups moving between buildings. But dawn approaches. People are tired. Hurt. Heading home to clean up evidence. The final 2 hours are most dangerous. This is when the really crazy ones operate. People who aren't purging for revenge or profit. People who like it. Serial killers waiting all year. Sadists collecting weapons since January. They work alone. Don't stop until sirens tell them to. You hear someone testing door handles. 6:15 a.m. Checking each one. Your deadbolts hold. Motion sensor pings your phone. You watch through peephole. Man in a mask. Standard purge attire. Carrying machete. He tries your door. Pauses. Moves on. Your hands are shaking. Been shaking for hours. Final siren. 7 a.m. exactly. Same calm voice. The purge is now over. Emergency services resuming. All crime once again illegal. Thank you for your participation. See you next year. You don't move for another hour. Immediate aftermath isn't safe. Disputes from purge carry over. People settle scores at 7:05 and claim it happened before deadline. Cops are overwhelmed. Won't patrol your neighborhood until noon. When you finally unlock your door, the hallway smells like copper and smoke. Carpet is stained. Mrs. Patterson's door is open. You don't look inside. You already know. The elevator doesn't work. You take stairs, bodies in doorways, shell casings on landing. Someone wrote something on the wall. You're pretty sure it isn't paint. Outside, morning sun shines on a war zone. Cars overturned, windows shattered. Blood on the sidewalks. Bullet holes in storefronts. A man in a business suit walks calmly to work, briefcase in hand, AirPods in, stepping over bodies like trash waiting for pickup. He doesn't even look down. Doesn't slow his stride, just walks. Like this is normal. Because this is normal. You watch him pass a corpse in the gutter. A woman, maybe 40. Shot in the chest, eyes still open. He doesn't break stride. Doesn't call anyone. Why would he? The police aren't going to investigate. There's no crime to report. Everything that happened was legal. That's when it hits you. Every year it hits you again. This is what we've become. A society that schedules murder, that budgets for body bags, that builds an economy around annual slaughter. We didn't get here suddenly. We voted for this. Well, someone voted for it. The elections aren't exactly free anymore. The new founding fathers have been in power for 20 years. Every year they say the purge is working. Crime is down, economy is up, America is strong. They show statistics, graphs, testimonials from survivors who are grateful for the opportunity to release. Nobody talks about the people who didn't survive. Nobody talks about what happens in poor neighborhoods versus rich ones. Nobody talks about who actually dies. The homeless, the disabled, the elderly, the people nobody will miss. The purge isn't cleaning society. It's cleaning out the people society doesn't want. And we all just accept it. Because we're scared. Because we're grateful it wasn't us. Because what else can we do? This is normal now. Cleanup starts immediately. Specialized crews in hazmat suits, refrigerated trucks for bodies, teams with pressure washers cleaning sidewalks. By afternoon, you wouldn't know anything happened. Efficiency built over years of practice. Insurance adjusters cataloging damages. Most policies have purge exclusions. You need special coverage. Costs a fortune. Premium rates in high-risk neighborhoods are extortion. Pay or lose everything. The economy of Purge Night is enormous. Construction rebuilds what's destroyed. Security sells fortifications year-round. Medical treats survivors at emergency rates. Legal handles the edge cases. Billions of dollars flow. Some say that's the real point. Not catharsis, not crime reduction. Profit, same corporations that fund the politicians own the industries that benefit. They've turned murder into a business model. Business is good. You go to the coffee shop on the corner. It's open. Barista has a bandage on her forehead. She's making lattes like any other morning. You order your usual. She knows your name. You know hers. Neither of you mentions last night. Nobody does. Unwritten rule, work is optional for 3 days after. Recovery days, good PR. Cheaper than grief counseling. You go in anyway. Your apartment smells like blood from the hallway. Can't stand being there. Office is half empty. 3 desks definitely won't be filled again. The people who sat there are dead or hospitalized or already fled. HR will process paperwork eventually. Your boss sends an email thanking everyone for making it through another challenging night. Same email every year. Copy-pasted. Why write a new one? Stock market opens at 9:30. Up 4% by lunch. Always is. Purge night is good for business. Some people fight back. Not during Purge. That's suicide. During the other 364 days. Underground movements. The resistance. They leak documents. Show how wealthy orchestrate the carnage. They're labeled terrorists. Their leaders disappear into black sites. You've thought about joining. Everyone has. But they watch everyone. Your phone, your computer, your location. Search for resistance groups. You end up on a list. People on lists have accidents. Sometimes during Purge. Sometimes before, so you stay quiet. Prepare your fortifications. Count down days until next one. Tell yourself survival is resistance. Staying alive denies them a body. Your existence is a small victory. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's just what you tell yourself. The next purge is in 347 days. You're already making lists. Steel reinforcement for bathroom door. Backup generator with more capacity. Water filtration. Body armor if you can afford it. Night vision if you can find it. The anxiety never fades. The memory of Mrs. Patterson's door never leaves. This is your life now. Calendar marked with one date. March 21st. Everything else is just waiting. You survive this one. You get 364 more days before the next. Use them wisely. The purge is always coming. It's never as far away as you think. Sleep tight. The sirens will come again. Some people leave. Every year, more people leave. Canada, Europe, New Zealand. Anywhere that doesn't have legalized murder on the calendar, you've thought about it, looked at flights, researched visas. But leaving isn't easy. Other countries don't want Americans anymore. We're damaged goods. They see what we've become. They don't want that spreading. The few who do leave find out it's not that simple. The guilt follows. The nightmares follow. You can't escape the country. You can't escape what you saw, what you did, what you let happen. Some people come back. They miss their families, their friends, their lives. They come back and try to pretend everything is normal, but normal doesn't exist anymore. Normal died with the NFFA Act. So most people stay, like you, waiting, preparing, surviving one more year, hoping next year will be different, knowing it won't be. This is America now. This is what we chose. This is who we are. And here's the worst part. You've changed. The first purge, you were terrified, crying in the bathroom, praying to a God you don't believe in, swearing you'd leave the country if you survived. Now look at you, calm, prepared, checking supplies like it's a grocery list. Steel plates, motion sensors, backup generator, baseball bat by the bed. This is just how you live now. You've stopped being shocked by the news. Bodies in the street, normal. Burning buildings, expected. Screaming from the apartment below, turn up the TV. That's what they've done to you. Made murder normal. Made horror routine. Made you complicit in a system designed to cull the weak and reward the strong. Some nights you wonder, if you had to, if it came down to it, could you swing that baseball bat? Could you pull a trigger? Could you do what everyone else is doing just to survive one more year? You don't know. You hope you never have to find out. But the sirens will come again, March 21st, same as always. And 1 year, maybe, the door won't hold. The reinforcement won't be enough. The person testing handles won't move on. 1 year, you'll have to answer that question. Until then, you wait, prepare, survive. That's your life in a world where crime is legal for 1 day a year. Not participating, not resisting, just enduring. Year after year after year. Until 1 year you don't, and nobody even remembers your name.